Okay, here we go. This is it. 21st, Monday the 21st of November 2016. So I just want to bring you up to speed with what's been happening to me. So, quickly, last year I had the misfortune of noticing some what looked like blood in my poo. Not good. Just didn't look right. Can't tell you why, just happened. Anyway, quickly, fortunately, went to the doctors, sent me for a endoscopy, colonoscopy. Remember sitting on a table, slightly sedated, and the wonderful Mr. Bob Soyne decided to then announce, whilst the nurse was holding my hand, as he was, that I had cancer. So absolute bolt out of the blue, could not believe it. He referred me quite quickly to another gentleman, Mr. Philip Byrne, who again, a marvellous chap who had me in surgery on the 21st of May 2015, having had MRIs, CTs to cut that cancer out, which as far as we were aware was a success. The 2 weeks I spent in hospital was the worst I think I've ever had. My bowel stopped working, it was quite obscene, I had feed lines everywhere, cannulas everywhere, a bag full of gastric juice for God knows how long. It was frankly the most disgusting thing I've ever done, and painful. I then had an ileostomy bag, which I obviously enjoyed squeezing my poo into every day, emptying and cleaning a fairly disgusting kind of abdomen that was stuck out of my belly, and I'll put some pictures up just so that you can see what that actually looks like, because it's quite a delight. Anyway, spent the summer with a bag, had a great time, went to Portugal, you know, just got on with it, running around the beach with a big bag hanging out, which was fine. And then having had scans, we looked at the Philip Byrne looked at the join up, everything was happy, he was confident, and then he reversed that bag on August the 6th, and I then was put back together. And off we went onto our kind of cancer watch. So I've had scans, blood tests, and everything's been absolutely fantastic moving forward. And in fact, we got the all clear, still the 1 year all clear. Anyway, shortly after that, I started feeling a bit uncomfortable. I wasn't sure quite what that was. It was a sort of weird feeling that I kind of needed to have a poo sort of feeling. It was constant. Not painful, just uncomfortable, kind of toe curling-y kind of feeling. And I kind of thought maybe it was just diet. So anyway, in the end, after about 3 weeks, it started in kind of end of August, September, went back to Mr. Byrne. He had me in looking at, and had a kind of feel around and whatnot, and sort of, you know, said, come back if it doesn't go away. 3 weeks later, hadn't come back. His secretary called me to see if I wanted another appointment, said no. Anyway, so he got me in to actually have a proper look and do a sigmoidoscopy. That's kind of, that's got to be 3 or 4 weeks ago now, so October, middle of October. So I was hoping that operation was just a simple, straightforward, he was going to inject me and get rid of this, you know, because he'd felt a little lump up there. But sadly, he's come back and said, no, he's concerned that there's a thickening of the joint. So a CT scan 2 days later, then an MRI, and then a PET scan, and then a little bit of a pretty horrific wait whilst we wonder whether it's scar tissue or cancer. So I saw him Wednesday, 10 days ago, when he broke the news to me that, rather unfortunately, the cancer's returned. Now, it's still small. The PET scan seems to have lit some cells up that have been regenerating. It's on the back of the joint, which is common from what I understand. I've subsequently seen an oncologist a week later, Dr. Esapan, a lady who is clearly knows what she's doing, and I have been for my radiotherapy planning. So the prognosis pretty much is its return, and they're going to blast it. It still probably needs operating. I've got 5 to 6 weeks now of intense treatment. So I've got chemo tablets every day, radiotherapy every day, chemo once a week, intravenous, to see what we can do. So yeah, trying to reduce it. So back in it, not sure quite how I feel, other than scared, apprehensive, but at the same time, let's get it on. In we go. Another battle. I'm confident we can get this thing out. We've got a surgeon lined up. I think that the challenge is, once they've blasted me for this, 6 weeks, they can't do anything then for another, 8 weeks until it's cooled. I think that's the technical term. So we'll get another scan, and again, fingers crossed, touch wood, will have reduced either. I mean, there is a chance it could be killed, 1 in 5, I think, just from the treatment. But the likelihood is it will be more surgery. And let's hope that we can get it out and again get back to a good state and move forward. So I'm going to do a little run through now. So we're on day 1. I've taken my tablets this morning. I'm just going to check in every day. I'm going to put some photographs on, and I'm just going to kind of build just a storyboard. And why would I do that? Because there are probably lots of people that may well be going through this. Okay, and if it can help anybody go through it, then that would be a good thing, right? So that's the reason. Of course, my family, my friends, what can you say? Fantastic, wonderful support. Let's just keep it going and do what we can do.